Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center, and we do have a First Alert 6 scam school update that we wanted to tell you about. The Better Business Bureau has been investigating Anderson Tate and Associates, and they're a suspected fraudulent debt collector. And this is after hundreds of consumer inquiries. More than 30 scam reports were actually sent in to the Better Business Bureau. So we're going to head over to the man who knows more about this. That's our Josh Planos with the BBB. So Josh, thank you so much for joining us again here at the Alert Center. Always appreciate your time here at First Alert 6 Scam School.
Likewise, Jacqueline. This is a very confusing time for a lot of folks, right? They're getting ready for tax preparation season. So,
Yes, good
uh,
call there.
being told that you have a massive debt that needs to be collected right away, and in some cases in a matter of hours, is probably like the worst case scenario for most of us here on January 28th.
Yeah, no, not a lot of fun, that's for sure. I mean, I was taking a look at this, Josh, and one woman actually paid $4,000 on what she believed was a legitimate debt. And then I guess she received another collection demand from the same account. She requested verifications, and then collectors told her she had to make another payment before they gave her any details. So this kind of leads me to one of the questions that perhaps people are asking themselves, right? So, how can you tell, Josh, if someone is a legitimate debt collector?
Sympathy for anybody who just would assume that the communication you receive is coming from somebody who exactly who they claim to be, but the reality is that that is not the case. Certainly in this situation and in a lot of situations like it. Right. This is I would say some of the red flags for me involve the 6 hour payment ultimatums. So you're told you need to make this decision within 6 hours. uh, you're being put under an immediate threat of legal action. There is artificial urgency that's created for the consumer, which would prevent you from verifying the debt because you feel like you need to act right there in the moment. There are a lot of things that do not trip your guard as a consumer for this company, right? They've got a
Sure.
website. The investigation that it went offline and then currently now exists with broken links and incomplete sentences. But a lot of this really is dependent upon somebody doing some research into this specific entity, this Anderson Tate and Associates. Ideally, now, right, they will see that it is associated with fraud. There is a BBB business profile for this company that says this company is under investigation. But it is something that it doesn't immediately come to you that this is something to tread carefully with. You just feel like you're immediately put under the gun.
Right, exactly. And, if we always talk about if something sounds too good to be true, it likely is, right? So this is kind of a red flag for all of our viewers out there. And then, like you said, if you're just kind of pressuring or feeling the pressure from someone else asking you to, let's get this debt going. We need to collect this debt right now. This should definitely be a red flag.
Yeah, I mean, it really does skip like steps 1 through 6 for like how conversations typically go, right? Where, hey, nice to meet you. It's instead, it's we need to get this debt corrected immediately. Anytime that somebody is putting you under the gun with an urgent demand, that is something that at bare minimum, I know it's very challenging to take yourself out of that situation. But it's really important to recognize that that is just not how debt collection works. It certainly is not how it should work. Right.
Right.
This is a fake enterprise. It's something that you should have enough time and due diligence to look into before providing any sort of payment information. Again, you want to make sure that you are verifying before you're proceeding with anything these days.
Hmm.
Right. So look up that company. And now, ideally, you see that they are associated with scam related activity. And that's something that you can stay clear of. But, most of us don't like getting uh, communication being told that we need to remedy something right away. And for good
Right.
reason. Most of the time, it's not real. So that is something to, again, I know it's easier said than done, but anytime somebody is putting you in a situation where you feel like you need to act in the moment, that is the hallmark of scams of all types.
Right, definitely. And yeah, something to just kind of look out for. It's just, it's so unfortunate that this victim paid $4,000 and, you've had nearly 700 consumer inquiries, as I mentioned, more than 30 scam reports sent in. So, this is how people can help, right? I mean, you need to get these reports in order to do something about this. Can you elaborate on that for us, Josh?
Yeah, this is an ocean of reports, Jacqueline. I mean, most of the stuff that you and I talk about involve a single report, and we know that there is an asterisk next to all of these numbers. We know that the impact is far greater, that the devastation is far more than what has been reported. But when you can already see definitively that this has impacted hundreds of people, including many within the past month, this is something that we need to be aware of right now. And so, we tried to get this information out as soon as we possibly could. It is so important that you come forward with your story, right? It's not
Yes.
enough to say, well, somebody's going to report Anderson Tate and Associates. It doesn't need to be me. How many things in this world are just waiting on one person to step up to the plate and say, this is unacceptable and this is scary and this is something that you should be aware of. I know that there is no financial benefit, right, to coming forward with that information, though in some cases you do actually have an opportunity to reclaim that lost money. But this is really something that all of us as consumers can do to protect one another. Um, if you're able to bypass the email or the postal mail that many have reported Anderson Tate and Associates have sent to them, that's great. But your next door neighbor might not. Someone you've never met who lives on the other side of the city might not. And it takes 2.5 minutes to file a report. 2.5 minutes to protect somebody from needing to go through this. And I think that is a wise use of time and certainly a courageous use of time. So we applaud every single person who came forward with their inquiry, every single person who filed a scam tracker report. We hope that more come, but we also hope that this information gets in front of somebody before it's too late.
Right. Yeah, very well said. Josh, anything else you'd like to add real quick here?
I think it's completely reasonable that folks in and around Omaha and around Kansas City would not know which entities have passed the Missouri bar, right? No part of
Sure.
me when we release this feels like you should just know that Anderson Tate and Associates and John Gunner Haganese and this business address are all fictional, right? But there are some things that we can control in 2026, and if you can do the bare minimum amount of research into what you are being targeted with, you'll be so much better off. And you could avoid the headache that is associated with trying to reclaim lost money or feeling anxious and stressed out about an emerging payment that now you need to do and make right before tax season hits. Research is going to be your guide in 2026. And I know it's unfortunate that that is the expectation, but it's here. And the
Yeah.
hope, though, right, is you come forward with your information, and that can be used as protection for others. So please do your research, look up these companies. We have a website that is dedicated to this service. So please reach out and also pick up the phone and have a conversation with somebody if somebody feels off. Even just doing
Yeah.
that is a really good protective strategy to take.
Yeah, that's great. All right, Josh. Well, nice to see you again, and thank you for your time and always giving us a heads up for what to look out for. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Have a good day. All right, so we were just chatting with Josh Planos with the Better Business Bureau to learn a little bit more about this investigation on Anderson Tate and Associates, the suspected fraudulent debt collector. So, do want to talk a little bit more just to recap some of the Better Business Bureau's discoveries. So, as you can see on your screen now, when they did research further, they found unverified credentials and location from the company was a bit sketchy. Josh was talking about that. Suspicious online activity and aggressive and deceptive collection tactics. So, again, another thing just to remember, be on the lookout for any emails. That's pretty much the primary way that they get in touch with people from Anderson Tate and Associates. All right, so we're going into weather now. Here's a look today, a high of 34, tonight a low of 13. And then we do want to take a quick look outside. Okay, so here is a look at 90th and Dodge for you. So you can see traffic flowing smoothly out there. Pretty much a gray day, unfortunately, but it doesn't look like those roads are slick out there by any means. So that is a really good thing as well. Also, wanted to take you over to our website. Let's see if I made that possible. If I can do that here real quick. Bear with me, guys, while I attempt to do so. All right, let's head over to our website. That is firstalert6.com. And then we have our First Alert 6 weather up here for today. So right now it's 25, mostly cloudy, as you just saw on Dodge. And the 3-day, Wednesday today, Thursday tomorrow, expect light snow showers, especially to our west. That is what this graphic is saying here. And then Friday, we can expect wind chills below 0. So unfortunately, we are not out of the woods just yet when it comes to dealing with those chillier temperatures out there, unfortunately. So if you are driving throughout the metro today, make sure you pack your patience and just be safe out there. Now, in the meantime, just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us here at the Alert Center. And for more information on this story, we should have an update for you this afternoon during our 4:30 broadcast. But do stay tuned before then. You want to take a look at our broadcast with our Dave Zavolinsky at 3. So we'll see you then. Have a wonderful rest of your day.